And we're live. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Eric from Easy Computer Solutions, and welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Tech Talk, where we get down dirty and talk about technology. We go talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, as we always do every Saturday night. All right, I got my panel, awesome panel. I always try to bring y'all guys the latest and greatest folks. I got AMD Tech in the building. What's up with you, Andrew?
How's it going, man? How's it going? Glad to be on the show, by the way. It's very exciting.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited. Not only that I've been drinking all day, I've been filming all day, but drinking. Listen, I've been filming since like, oh my God, like 8 o'clock this morning. I finally finished a video, about 6-ish. So I've been filming for about 6 hours. So that's good. I got Mr. Cat. Yeah, look, tell me about Mr. Catwoman in the building, average consumer.
Yes, sir.
How's it going, man?
Diesel Betty here, aka Mr. Catwoman. As everyone knows, my wife is Miss Catwoman Megalina Betty, also aka Tech Fowler. So that makes me Tech Fowler by marriage, and also, I guess, through marriage, I'm with Easy Computer Solutions also.
Yes, that's right.
Here to talk a little tech from the average consumer side. Let's get busy. Also, if everyone could take 2 seconds and tweet us out. You know, I would like to beat Wine Wednesday, me personally, in views and whatnot. Tweet us out, Instagram us out, Facebook us out, hashtag Easy Computer Solutions Saturday Night Tech Talk. Do something, get us out there. Let's bring in some new people tonight.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. For Saturday Night Tech Talk, the guys been trying to beat Wine Wednesday for a very long time. Now, we've done it a few times. The ladies from Wine Wednesday say, you know what? They just can't be beat. And so the guys always say, you know what, Easy, we go beat Wine Wednesday. We go beat Wine Wednesday. I'm like, all right, cool. Hey, I'm all for it. I like to have fun. And but hey, sometimes I've actually had a couple of shows where we had large crowds that we did beat Wine Wednesday, but the ladies always make a comeback. I don't know what they do. They got secrets. So they always do something, whether or not because I know Emily D. Baker, she always on Instagram, and she putting this pretty thumbnail. Come join the ladies. I mean, it's beautiful thumbnail. And she she tweeted out to all our folks and stuff like that. So it is what it is. All right. Let's see. We got people in the building. What's up with everybody? We got obviously we got Miss Catwoman in the building. Tech for your knees in the building. What's up, Lewis? We got Timothy Baxter in the building. What's up with you? And we got Albert. Albert, hey, you wait. Albert is waiting for the OnePlus 6. He's a OnePlus fan. And let's talk about OnePlus for a second. OnePlus, I've seen some images, and we've seen the Avengers box that was tweeted out. And so, look, I'm excited for the OnePlus 6. I've been disappointed at OnePlus for a long time because of what OnePlus did with the OnePlus 5. That threw me off. I got the OnePlus 5 upside down screen. When I was scrolling up, it had that jelly effect, like, so I returned it. And the OnePlus 5T was a great phone. I like what OnePlus did. They had the Stormtrooper edition. They had all kinds of different editions and stuff like that. The OnePlus 6 is supposed to have the notch, the famous notch. Everybody want to be an iPhone. So, and obviously we know what OnePlus is going to do. They like to win the spec wars, 845 processor. They're going to probably put about 60 gigs of RAM in it, like always. Stock Android. We're hearing glass on glass. So we're supposed to have waterproof and, and maybe wireless charging. So let's talk about it. Newsflash, I won't be getting the OnePlus 6 notch and glass back. Not for me. Oh my God. No, wait a minute. So Albert just said, now let me give you some background on Albert. Albert is a OnePlus diehard fan. Anybody that talk about OnePlus, he will capitalize on whatever, and he will come back with a vengeance. And by him just saying that he's not getting the OnePlus 6, that's shocking. That means that he's very disappointed at the OnePlus issue. That's shocking to me, Albert. What are your thoughts about that, Andrew?
Well, if you watch my channel, I reviewed the OnePlus 5T, one of my favorite phones of last year. I really loved it. Problem is with OnePlus 6, there's going to be a OnePlus 2 months. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, actually, how OnePlus doesn't even give you a chance. They have 2 releases a year, trying to follow, I guess, Apple's lead. I'm excited about it. But again, I'm a little bit leery only because the OnePlus 6T will be right around the corner. That's been their history. And, you know, but it looks exciting. I'm excited to see what kind of features they will bring. Hopefully wireless charging. Hopefully it will have some premium features, good performance with that Snapdragon 845. Hopefully we'll see.
Well, you know what? One thing about the OnePlus, and you're right, that would piss me off about OnePlus.
Yes.
The OnePlus 5T came out like in December, and we 5 months in, and we got the OnePlus 6 out less than 6 months. Now this is close. This is the closest. Now, like we were saying, I said this last year, and everybody that's in the YouTube land, we all complained about the 6-month release from OnePlus. I agree with everybody. I think OnePlus make a flagship device because what happened is the OnePlus 5T is discontinued, so you can't even buy the damn thing. So you look at it like, okay, if I want to buy a legacy device, just say if I want to buy a OnePlus 5, but you can't buy it because it's discontinued. A lot of people, well, why don't you just get it from the black market? No, I want it from OnePlus.
Yeah, I think a lot of the problems, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think a lot of the problems with OnePlus is the way they've been selling their phones. That's another issue, you know, with these weird ways they were selling it, how you had to get an invite. And then once you got an invite, you can give it to other people. I just didn't like all that business. If I see a phone, I want it to be released. I want to be able to get it. I don't want this supply and demand games that they've been playing. And the other problem I think I'm really worried about is I want to know what the price is going to be. You know, I've noticed that they've been creeping up and up. Remember, they were the darling of the mobile world.
$399, remember?
Yeah, and you know what? You were getting a lot for your money, but then it's slowly been creeping up, and now they're getting in flagship territory, flagship pricing. And to me, I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about what kind of price they're going to come in with the 6T.
Well, I'm gonna play devil's advocate on this one. Flagship prices have went to the $1,000 price point. So if you look at the flagship like the Apple and the Samsung, well, not the Galaxy S9, but the 9 Plus is up there $700-800. So if you look at if you take into account that probably the next couple of flagships that's coming in, which is the Note 9 and maybe going into the iPhone territory, they're gonna be the $1,000 price point. So I think that mid tiers is going to be the $600 and $700 price point, even though that's damn expensive. I'm not giving them a pass for this. But I think the mid tier is going to be the $600 and $700 price point, and your budget offerings is going to go to the $300 price point instead of the $299, the $399. I think they're going to go up to the $500 price point. It's scary. It's scary because you think about this. That's why you got devices like New Mobile. A lot of people say, they got the MT processor that sucks. But this phone costs $109. And look how beautiful this bitch is. Oh my God. This thing look like new money. This thing got a Beyonce booty. And oh my God. Hey man, I'm gonna tell you something. When you pull this out, hey, listen, if you're at the bar and you pull this out, hey man, a lot of people say, what is that? Man, that thing is pretty.
But I tell people that's $199. They don't believe me. They don't believe me. They said there's got to be some kind of catch. I just reviewed that like you did, and I got to say, for $200, I don't know if there's a better phone out there, in my opinion, for what you're getting. The screen is gorgeous. You don't have to break the bank with that kind of phone, and that's what I like to see. But yeah, so
I'm with you because I like the Motorola phone, right? This is this been my budget. Like I always like it. My favorite phone is this Motorola X4. And when this phone come out, I'm like, wait a minute. All right, now we got some competition here, right? So here we go. And but I've been talking about this because think about this. All right, so here we got $200 phones. Look at this phone, $1,000.
$1,000. You know, it's funny because how people don't realize, you know, you're paying, obviously Apple, you're going to be paying for the name, right? You're going to get the premium. It's going to be overpriced. The 10 is certainly overpriced. I just did a 6-month review on that, and you know, it's hard to justify that price. I mean, it's a great phone. Don't get me wrong. I have one right here, you know, but it's expensive. I mean, who wants to spend $1,000 plus on a phone anymore? It's just ridiculous. I have this phone. This is the Huawei P20. I just got it. I'm going to review it. That's a $600 phone if you're going to import it into the United States. That's the problem. You're looking at the OnePlus, you're looking at Huawei. They're no longer playing in the mid-level arena. Now they're getting more expensive. And this is not even the P20. This is the regular this is the not P20 Pro, it's the P20, and it's a lot less expensive than the P20 Pro, which the import, if you look on Amazon, is over $1,000. Yeah. So, it's getting to the point where either you're going to get a budget phone or you're going to get over $1,000 phone. I mean, there's very few now in between that really people can afford. And that's I think it's a problem,
Yep. So let's get Mr. Catwoman in there. What you think about these $1,000 phones?
They're probably actually worth the price of $1,000. But the problem is they're throttling them back. They're not giving us what we want. We're not getting a full 100% of the tech that's in the phone. That's probably why people root phones and stuff like that. But these $1,000 phones, man, it's capitalism.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you. Look, at the end of the day, I'm staying firm. No phone ain't worth $1,000. I say, and the reason why, let's go back 2016, right? 2016, yeah, 2016. We had phones like this, right? Which is the Galaxy S7 Edge. I mean, you could get this phone for $225 right now. And this was the $600, $700 phone. What's wrong with it? Nothing. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong with it. And I say that because I made a video about this, and I look at a $200 phone like this phone, $250, and it's running Android 7.0. Cameras, it's outstanding. I mean, there's outstanding cameras on it. So you look at, okay, we spent $1,000 on this, on something like this, right? And in about 2 years, I mean, it's still worth. I mean, it's still good phones, but the price had dropped like 60%. And one of the things here's my biggest problem with Android. Apple usually hold a value, right? Android does not hold a value. I'll give you a prime example, and I always talk about this. The LG G6, and I got it sitting over there. LG G6, I bought the phone, $800 freaking $800 I bought the phone. And like a month later, the phone dropped like 50%. And right now, you can't even sell the phone. I mean, right now, the LG G6 is running Android 7.0 with 2017 security patches. The phone have not got no TLC, no updates. It's like LG just gave us the middle finger with the phone, and they gone about their bit. But they coming out with the V30, the V30 Plus, the V30 this, the V30 your mama, the V30 your daddy, all this stuff, the V35, all these different things. And now we got the notch, the LG G7. So
yeah, that notch is. Yeah, I don't know why all these manufacturers are following Apple's lead on this one. They all have to have the notch. And it doesn't make any sense because, like for instance, this P20, it has a notch, but it also has a bezel on the bottom. Yeah, so I thought the whole purpose was for the notch was so you wouldn't have to have the chin or the bezels, right? So it doesn't make sense. It seems like they're doing it just to be like Apple. And that's a problem. Now, I'm going to give you an example of a phone. This is the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus, and I bought it at $900 also, brand new, last year. You could probably get it for around $500, and it's still a good phone. Yeah. It's got great cameras, got a great camera on it. It's a gorgeous display. I mean, this phone is still actually pretty good. But again, like you said, Samsung takes forever to with the updates and so forth. But the bottom line is, all these phones, you're spending all this kind of money, and within 6 months, they're going to drop in price. They're going to be something else you're going to want to get. So, it's an expensive proposition most of the time. So. Right,
and I agree with you. And shout out to Derek Floyd for the super chat. Thank you very much. Super chat is in the building. Shout out to Ernest in the building. I see you. Ernest in the building. I want to give a shout out to everybody that's in the building. Sean, Ernest. We have Timothy in the building. The tech couple just popped up in the building. What's up? Which I see everybody just popping up in the building. Welcome to Saturday Night Tech Talk, where we get down deep dirty and we're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, about technology. Hey, it is what it is. So,
before we get going,
go ahead.
I just got to point out, like 30, 40 years ago when the first cell phone came out, what wasn't the first cell phone like $2,000 or $3,000?
Yeah, yeah.
And all it did was dial, and like you had to be in a certain area on the top of the Eiffel Tower, and on a sunny day to be able to get a good signal. And now we've gone from $2,000-$3,000 phones down to $1,000 phones. So like basically now we're at that point of like, what's going to be the breaking point now for us to get cheaper phones? Because $2,000-$3,000 30 years ago was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, and they dropped down to like up until what about 10 years ago, about $200-$300, but they slowly crept back up. So what point is it going to bust and drop back down again? Is OnePlus going to be part of that? And OnePlus looks like they're trying to do something like that, force the price down, but they're getting forced up.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. You know, here's the thing. I think for OnePlus, I think OnePlus baited us in. I mean, it came out the phone. They corrected me that the phone was $299. Thank you, Albert, was when it first came out. So you say the phone was $299.
I remember. Yep.
Right. So when the phone was $299, we went crazy. We couldn't get the phone because it was an invite system. So when the OnePlus 2, I believe, came out, I think it came out again $299 or maybe $349, and I think it creeped up to $399 after that. And then OnePlus kind of creeped into the $499 and then the $549, and now they're into the $600 phone. But I think here's the thing. I think you got people. Here's the thing about OnePlus. If you ask average consumer in the United States about a OnePlus device, they have no clue about it. Like average consumers don't know anything about OnePlus, right? So, and what's going on with Huawei, by the way, what's going on with Huawei in the United States is pretty bad. Military bases and stuff like that just banned ZTE and Huawei phones. So, and then Best Buy just yanked all the Huawei phones out. So in the United States, you know, Huawei is just kind of hurting a little bit, and ZTE gonna be hurting a little bit. Now it kind of limit our choices. It kind of opened the door for LG and opened the door for who else we got? This Sony to kind of do something to try to suck up the market, but they just not. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Well,
you know, with the Huawei, I reviewed also the Mate 10, and that's another phone that is a great phone. I mean, you can't get it. I mean, you can get it. Best Buy, I guess, doesn't sell it anymore. They're getting rid of their stock. I don't think you can even get it from Best Buy anymore. And which leads me to believe, you know, unless you're working for the government, unless you are in, like you said, in the military or anything, you know, I have no problem using a Huawei phone or even a ZTE phone. It's, you know, you don't think our own government is spying on us? I'm sure they are. I'm sure. I have no doubt that, you know, all these companies are collecting data on us, and we know they are. So, you know, I think they're making a bigger deal out of this. It's become a very political issue with this Huawei and all that stuff. The fact of the matter is that, look, they make good phones, and if you're working for the government, don't get a Huawei phone. Don't get a ZTE phone. Use the Apple phone or whatever. But as far as security and all that so forth, I'm okay with it. But again, you can't get these phones. Now that's the problem, right? They make such a nice device, but you can't get them in the United States. You have to import them, and then you're going to pay a premium on top of that. So I just think that, you know, it's getting a little political with, oh, don't use the Huawei phone and all this. Look, our own government's looking into our phones. So I would just say that at that point.
You know what? Here's the thing about Huawei phone. Look, I just finished making a video about the what is this? The Mate 10 Pro.
Mate 10, yeah.
Oh my God, this awesome phone. Oh man,
the cameras are great.
Oh my God,
I love that phone. That's one of my favorites.
For all the VIPs, if you're a VIP of this YouTube channel, you got access to this video. It's been in my VIP section all day. So most people that's in my VIP section, you already saw the video. But oh my God, this phone. Hey, look, all the Huawei phones, from the Mate 9, from the Mate 10 to the Honor 7X, Honor 6X, phones are great, man. Good performance, but I mean, it's not available in the United States. And most people, the biggest problem with Huawei is that even if it was clear to be in the United States, average consumers won't buy it because it's $800 up front. And see,
it's a lot.
We spoil. We'll go to AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, or Sprint, and give them $100 and get it on contract. Who's spending $800 up front for a phone?
We are. We are.
We are. Right.
Yeah, but the average consumer won't. Right. You're right.
And so that's the thing. I think that's the biggest problem with unlocked phones. In the United States, people, the average consumer is not putting $1,000 on an iPhone. Now, I see a whole lot of iPhone 10s. I see a whole lot of iPhone 8s, but they're just not putting up $1,000 up front. Now, if they would, see that, I think that's the trickery right there. If we in the United States was forced to put up $1,000 to buy a phone, two things gonna happen. The average consumer won't spend that type of money. That forces the company to do something to lower the price. And they have to find other ways to try to get the phone into our hands. Right now in the United States, it's easy. They go to AT&T, buy one, get one free. So you buy one, add a line, you got another free. So that's how they doing it in the United States. And that, so we got easy access to a phone. And most people always ask me, "Ooh, that phone looks so good. Where you found that phone from?" Okay, I got it on Amazon. How much does it cost on Amazon? Oh, yeah, about $500. Ooh, no. Ooh,
nope, they're not going to do it.
Nobody ain't spending $500 on a phone, even though it's unlocked, even though you ain't got to worry about no bill. You might have to pay a little data or whatever. But average consumers ain't spending $500, $600, $700 on a phone.
But they'll pay $30 or $40 a month for the same phone that they're paying $1,000 plus for. So, people don't want to be out of pocket $1,000. Look, I understand that. But, the bottom line is you're going to get one of these type of phones. They're going to cost you out of pocket up front a significant amount of money. But I was at the CES this past January here in Las Vegas, and I was at the Huawei event. And I remember when this all came down and Huawei said, "Oh, well, our deal with Verizon fell through. Our deal with whoever fell through. They weren't going to get the carriers like they thought they would." It was a major blow to that company. I can tell you that. And I've spoken to Huawei about this, and they're trying very hard to penetrate this market. They really are. They're trying with their laptops. I don't know if you've ever seen any of their Huawei MateBook X Pro. I reviewed the MateBook X, one of my favorite. I love that thin and light laptop. The MateBook X Pro, you can't get it here. It's the gorgeous MacBook Pro alternative you can't get. I mean, it's a shame. It really is.
I think what happened is, like what I'm about to say, I'm pure speculating. It's all kind of hearsay right now. I mean, you think about this. You think that people like, you know what? They're kind of scared of Huawei. You think they're scared of Huawei because they can bring in a phone that look beautiful like Beyonce's butt. I'm sorry, Beyonce, if you're watching this stream. Yeah, okay. So a phone that looks like Beyonce's butt, smooth like butter. And, it's just one of those things that, you get a phone that will give you fast, reliable, good cameras, good design. Then you're going to get updates because they update their phones like Google, with the pixels. Mm-hmm. So when you look at it like that, they're scared because guess what? You see this phone? This is the Galaxy S8. About time we get a little update, right? I mean, we waited 12 months for it, but that's ridiculous. Problem. That's ridiculous. So I think at the end of the day, I think they probably sat at the round table and said, "You know what? Nah, we'll piss some people off to kind of cancel Huawei Christmas." So I think, but they'll let BlackBerry in, right? They'll let BlackBerry. Oh yeah, BlackBerry. Not threatening. They ain't number 300 people go buy that phone. So you ain't got to let them come on in.
Probably the bigger carriers are probably afraid. Look, hey, we don't want to let this Huawei play with the big boys. But the thing is, outside the United States, Huawei's huge. I mean, through China, throughout Asia, throughout Europe, people buy the Huawei phone, no problem. It's when in the United States, people don't know anything about it. I think they should just change their name. I think they should release a phone under a different name, maybe the Honor brand or something. But it's amazing how now nobody knows Huawei. And then when they do find out about Huawei, it's got to do with something to do with the government and how there's, Chinese government is spying on us, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. But yeah, they maybe need to do a brand change, like a new name or something.
Yeah. But you know what? I want to answer a question. I always get the name screwed up here. I'm called tutorial. You say the S8 is outdated anyway. You know what? That I don't agree with that. Think about this.
No, it's not out there.
If you bought the Galaxy S9, we already know. If you bought the Galaxy S9 in about 11 months from now, which is going to be in 2018, 19, would you say that about the Galaxy S9 that you didn't spend $800+ on that phone? I mean, they don't say that when you buy the phone. They talk about, you see all the commercials, the best phone, camera reinvented and all this stuff. Shout out to Ace in the building. Camera reinvented and all that stuff. Then come a couple of months from now, really the phone is outdated that you didn't spend almost $1,000 for that phone? Oh my God. I think we need to change the mindset of people. I believe if I wasn't a tech reviewer, if I wasn't on YouTube, if I wasn't doing this and I love technology, if people ask me if you wasn't a tech reviewer, if you wasn't buying all these phones and getting phones sent to you, what would be your daily driver? That is. You know why? I'm going to get my updates. I'm going to get the next couple of versions of iOS for about 3 or 4 years. Guess what? This phone, I'll be skin and bones and skeletons in the grave by the time I get an update for this phone. So I look at it like, okay, if Apple can do it, and a lot of people say, well, Apple sucked, they're boring, and all right, whatever. But at least if you got, iPhone 6s for Christ's sakes, you're running iOS 11. I mean, is the Galaxy S4 running Nougat? Or no. Is it running Oreo? I mean, what, 0.3% of Android devices is running the latest and greatest operating system? That sucks. I mean,
that's the fragmentation, right? That's always been the problem with Android. You got that fragmentation. Certain phones are going to get the updates, certain phones are not. And your experience is going to vary from device to device. Where is an Apple, you know what you're getting, they're going to update it, like you said, and you know what you're dealing with, right? So I guess that's the tried and true. But when it comes to these Android phones, you don't know what you're going to get from device to device, from manufacturer to manufacturer.
Right. And that's the whole thing. And I think for the average consumer, and a lot of people, listen, I'm going to say this on record. I believe that the average consumer is more smarter than we think. A lot of people always say, well, the average consumer don't care. I think the average consumer do care when their phone starts slowing down, when they start crashing, when they start rebooting by itself. The average consumer care, people. You know why? Because I get phone calls all the time. Why my phone is slow? Why they not updating it? What's going on with? Why is it crap? Right? So I believe that we are taking the average consumer for granted. It's too much YouTube right now. I've noticed that the average consumer is watching a lot of YouTube. They're watching us tech reviewers. I'm gaining a lot of subscribers of non-techies. That means they want to know what's going on. They want to see what's going on. What's going on with the updates? Why my phone is buggy? What could I do to fix my phone? I think we need to start giving the average consumer a little more credit, folks, because they're not as dumb as we think. I think because I hear a lot of YouTubers say this. I see a lot of people always hit me up in the comments telling me I'm wrong. I always want security updates. I'm always this, that. And I say, people, I think the average consumer is a lot more smarter than you think, because this is my opinion. A lot of people believe that the average consumer is stupid. And I don't believe that. I believe the average consumer is smart, especially when you're spending $1,000 for a phone. Whether that you're paying it on a payment plan or you paying it outright. You know if your phone running slow and you try to do text messages and you hit an A and that A don't pop up. So, I mean, so it trust me, if you don't think that the average consumer is not smart, you have to talk to my daughter, because she knew that this phone was coming out before I did. So I promise you, they know everything that's coming out. They know everything. They know when the keynote address is. They know when the phone coming out before us tech reviewers. So that's the average consumer. Even though she's a daughter of a tech guy, it don't matter.
Yeah, you ask anybody, right? They're on top of this. The media is all over Apple and all these companies. When you speak about Samsung, for instance, yeah, their phones do slow down after time. Even the flagships, right? After a while, you get that Samsung. I don't know what you call that. It just starts to eventually just bog down, and then you got to do a reset, and then it's a whole pain in the ass, Right. Yeah, so the average consumer doesn't want to deal with that, right? I get a lot of my channel. I get a lot of people saying, "Why?" Like you said, why is my phone slowing down? Why? How come it doesn't work like it used to? I don't understand, you know? And that's the problem, right? So, and Apple, look, Apple's slowing the phones down on purpose. We found that out.
Right.
I mean, so that's not good either. So, you know, who knows what these companies are up to half the time. But anyway.
Right.
Well, the thing is, from an average consumer standpoint, you know, you think you pay $1,000 for a phone, you think that phone's going to last 2-3 years.
Right.
Now the average consumer is starting to realize, like, whoa, wait, I just paid $1,000 last year, and this year my phone's messing up. What's going on here? I have to buy another $1,000 phone to keep up? No, it shouldn't be like that. It should be I pay $1,000, the thing lasts 3 years at least. I should be able to get my updates, no problems. I should be able to get the phone fixed if something's wrong with it, no problems, for at least 3 years. I paid $1,000, Neil. $333 a year for a phone should be reasonable, not $1,000 every single year for a new phone. You know what I mean? Just to get the latest and greatest.
You know
what?
But
the average consumer is realizing that, you know.
Yeah.
Ever since 9 months ago, since we met you, you know, I've been schooled in some things. You know, I'm starting to look at my tech a little bit differently on how I buy stuff, and like doing my little research and background stuff. Like, the most expensive is not always the best when it comes to tech. Now, if it's a car, that's a different story. If it's a computer, it's iffy. But, you know, but when it comes to phones and like other regular tech and stuff like that, the most expensive is not always the best.
Yep, I agree. I agree, because I can tell you, I've made so many videos on this YouTube channel and people get pissed off at me. When I put like the Moto X4 against like a flagship, and the Moto X4 beat it. Not in benchmark test the numbers, not in the numbers, but opening up apps, rendering and scrolling and stuff like that. I mean, when it comes out of performance, you start to see that, you think about it. Okay, so if I hit an icon and it open up faster and it renders faster, that means that why this flagship this can't do it. A lot of people say, well, easy. It got a lot of stuff running in the background. You got too many features in this phone. That's why it's so slow. But come on, man, we giving excuses at this point. Don't you think we giving excuses? If I make a video and I got a $200 phone that just beat a flagship, a so-called flagship, people put in the comments, well, easy. They got stuff running in the background. Your phone can't do split screen. Your phone can't do edge panels. Your phone can't do. Hey, guess what? It don't matter if I hit Facebook and it open up faster. What does it matter, right?
I would venture, I guess, that only like 3 people do the split screen. You know, I mean, most people don't use those features. I mean, sometimes I'll use it, but the average consumer will not. They don't even know it exists. So like you said, you don't have to spend a lot. You can spend $200 and get a lot for your money, not have to spend $1,000. That's for sure.
And that's the people leaving the comments. I knew this was going to happen when we talk about the average consumer is not dumb. But a lot of people in the comments saying that the average consumer is dumb. And I don't believe that. I don't. Listen, in 2018, everything is technology. If you're going out for a job, if you're looking for a job, what do you have to do? You can't just walk up to a job and get a paper application. You have to do it online. That means you have to have knowledge. That means you have to use a device, whether that's a computer or smartphone, to do that application. If you want to check your balance on your bank account, you don't have to go to the ATM machine. You can look right on your smartphone. Why? You got an app. You put in your credentials and all your information, and you can see the balance on your smartphone. If you want Alexa to change your lights in your house, there's an app for that. That means you have to have the knowledge in order to do it. So when I say average consumers, I believe that the average consumer is more smart now than we take it to believe. So I understand people in the comments. We all techies in the comments. And you might have a family member that probably say, oh, I don't be worrying about all that stuff. You know what? Most of my family members that ask me, easy, what's the best phone to get? Without a shadow of a doubt, I tell them iPhone. I don't tell them Android. I don't even go there. Get an iPhone, because 99.9% of every average consumer, with millennials to everybody, can pick up an iPhone, and you ain't got to teach them nothing.
I just had a friend ask me, oh, you know, Andrew, I have the iPhone, but I want to try Android. And I said, don't do it. I said, just stay with the iPhone. I know what's going to happen. So she wound up, she looked into it a little bit, and then she said, you know what, you're right. I'm going to stay with the iPhone. I see. I know how people think. See, I know what will happen. Just do this. It's not like the iPhone like that. I'm not. First of all, listen. I criticize, I bash Apple all the time, but it's hard for when you're in that ecosystem, that walled environment, to then move to the Android. I just said no. Just stick with the Apple, with the iPhone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to think about it, and I know Ace is shout out to Ace. Ace is a person that when he talked about this till he red in the face. He said that he want the older generation get up off their rumps and learn Android. And I talked to my parents, and they don't want to learn anything. My mama's texting, she's on Facebook, and she know how to do it real simple, real easy, without the complications, without widgets kind of moving all over the place and stuff like that. And on the iPhone, it's simple. You got a grid of icons. You press it, it opens, bam, you own it. You don't have to go to the widgets. You don't have to go to. And listen, I understand where Ace coming from, right? As far as people need to learn Android, but sometimes that Apple make it so simple that you don't have to do anything. You just download your apps. You go to the App Store. You want Facebook. You want Instagram. You want your apps. You want this, and boom, there it is. It's so simple. And listen, I'm not an eye sheep. I'm not an Apple fan. I just know from dealing with it on a regular basis.
It's so funny. My mother, she's 75 years old, and she used an iPad mini. She dropped it. She cracked. I went to look to see if I could replace the screen. iPad mini 4, they want like $200, some ridiculous amount. So I said, here, I have an Android tablet. It was the Xiaomi Mi Pad Mini 3 or something. It's actually pretty nice. She just, I don't want that. Give me another iPad. She wasn't having anything to do with this Android. I mean, it's so funny that these people, they know the iOS, they know Apple, and they just want that. They don't want to deal with having to learn a whole new thing. And I try to say, well, it's almost the same. You can do this, you can do that. It's all basically the same. Nope, she wouldn't have it. She has to have the iPad mini. So I had to get another one. So,
and so funny, and Mr. Catwoman, you can chime in on this. When you walk into a mall, and I just went to my daughter's graduation this past yesterday, or day before yesterday.
Oh, congratulations!
Yes, she's done. Daughter's done. But as I was in the graduation, I always be looking around to see what whoever. I always like to look at phones, and all I saw was the CI phones. I see no Galaxy S9. I haven't saw a Galaxy S9 yet, and where I live at. I haven't saw no Galaxy S9s. All I see is the CI phones. I'm in Louisiana, so this may be iPhone's state, but I always, every time I walk around the mall, every time I go to my daughter's school, I always look around and see who's got what. And I tell you, the teenagers and the millennials, my daughter could come in here right now and tell me stuff that she could do on her iPhone that I don't even know. But she know. Look, if it's not the blue bubble, if I text her on my Android phone and it's not the blue bubble, she won't answer me back. So that's how serious the teenagers is on our.
Yeah, they see green. They see green. I'm not responding. No way. I know.
Oh, thank y'all guys very much. But I mean, what you think? Look, here's the thing. I look at it that if you go into a mall, and I challenge anybody to do this. When you go to your local mall, and I know y'all techies do it, look around. You might got a Galaxy S9 in your hand. Could you count on your hand of the 100, 200, 300 people that you might pass up that has a Galaxy S9? All you got to do is look for the camera. And you probably say, no, no, no. You'll walk around like, no, no. So and that brings me to this report. Well, the first quarter reports are out, right? A lot of people say the iPhone ain't selling. Remember, we kept hearing that iPhones ain't selling. It ain't selling. Everybody's saying that. Oh, but we got the report saying that in the first quarter of 2018, that the iPhone 10 is #1 in the world. And then we seen that the iPhone 8 came in #2. And then we saw the iPhone 7 coming in #3. Then we saw, what is that? A Huawei phone, not a Huawei phone, a Xiaomi phone came in at #4. Then we saw that the Samsung coming at #5. Whoa! So everybody that say that the iPhones ain't selling, that the iPhone 10 is, it's kind of dead. I think the first quarter results came in and kind of, I don't know, kind of put everybody in silence mode.
Well, everybody was saying, "Oh, Apple's dead. The iPhone's done." Yeah. And then the reports come out. And guess what? They're the number one. And I'm talking legitimate, very well-respected news agencies and so forth. They're all said, "Oh, the Bloomberg, all this." They said they're done. They're not done. I mean, look, the numbers don't lie. And like you said, when I go to the airport, I look around, all I see is Apple devices. That's all I see. And when I was at CES this past year, all I saw was MacBooks. I didn't see any Windows. I mean, people, all the journalists, everybody's using Apple products. I mean, it was amazing, actually.
And you know what? And I'm going to say this, and a lot of people might disagree with me, but I've seen it with my own eyes. You see a lot of tech reviewers, unknown tech reviewers, I ain't going to tell you. I've been to events myself. They might talk about, this might be my daily driver, but in their pocket, they got iPhones.
They all do. I can tell you, they all have it. I don't care what anybody says. They all do.
So your favorite tech reviewer that you might be saying, besides me, your favorite tech reviewer that you might say, oh, he don't never mess with iOS. Yeah, they all got an iPhone. I'll promise you.
They all do. I guarantee you. They all have it. They all have their iPhone 10 hidden away there.
It's so funny. It's so funny that
yeah, I love how my new daily driver. I love that. That's not. It's just they're reviewing it. That's the one they're going to say they've been using. Okay, for a couple of weeks, but they all have the iPhone 10. I can tell you that right now. Yeah. All of them carry iPhone 10.
Yeah, and guess what? I've seen it for myself. So you know, if you're a tech reviewer and you go to events. yeah, they all got iPhones.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing. One of the things that a lot of people that's in the Android space get upset about when people say, "Well, iOS is trash." As soon as they hear something, some tech reviewer say they got bugs or whatever, a lot of people say, "I told y'all. Did I tell you the iPhone is trash?" And here's the thing. If you've been living in the Android ecosystem, when you talk about bugs and instability and no updates and oh my God, I can name almost every phone that I got in the Android space that have problems.
Well, it's not only the updates, there's no apps. I mean, the apps always are second fiddle to the iOS apps. So iOS always gets them first. They usually a few months later, maybe the company will release an Android version if you're lucky sometimes. Sometimes it's just iOS only. I've come across a lot of apps that are only on iOS.
Yeah. So. And I do understand why people love Android. And I say this in the video that I post. So for the VIPs that saw this video, I love this phone. And the reason why is because this Huawei phone here, did something that I've been having it for a few days, and it did something to me that make me enjoy Android again because of the speed and the capability, the cameras, those type of things that kind of like, okay, this is what I'm looking in the Android phone. And listen, I had the Pixel 1. The Pixel 1 was a good phone. Pixels are good phones. My problem with Pixels is I don't like the design, damn it. See, me, I love this. Listen, when I go, I'm going to tell y'all something. For me, when I go out, when I'm ready to get G'd up, I like to pull a phone out that go represent me. That picture was ugly, man. And the picture was ugly. And
it was very bland, very boring design.
Yeah. And so when you pull out an iPhone 10, beautiful, or you put out the red iPhone, or you bringing out a Huawei device that's pretty like this, oh yeah. So a lot of people are like, it sucks because it's not slow. I mean, I don't know. Now they say panda. I see somebody. Oh, I see somebody prepared. Oh, shout out to Scrumptious in the building. I see she in the building. Let's see. I hate I just can't download a phone on. I file on Android. I don't know if y'all guys got the stuff open so you can read all these comments that's coming through. A lot of comments. They said the blue Pixel doesn't look bad. They did come out with a Pixel XL2 blue. It's only the first picture that came out that was blue. The Panda looked it okay. I don't know, man. I mean,
I never liked the Pixel 2 design. It's a great. They have some great cameras on these phones, but as far as the design, I just think it was very bland, very boring. But as far as software, it's excellent. I mean, it's got the stock Android experience. It's very fast. There's not laggy, but again, very boring, very safe. They don't like to challenge themselves as far as design is concerned. It's the anti-Samsung. It's the anti-Apple. It's very interesting how they're with their phones.
Well, I do want to say that Ace said that the lilac purple Galaxy S9 is pretty. Listen, the Galaxy S9 is a beautiful phone.
It's a very pretty phone.
It's a very pretty phone. The problem with most people, and I say this in the video, that the Galaxy S9 is the fastest Galaxy phone I've ever had, right? So I did say that, but it's something about, like, okay, you got a Galaxy phone, and then when you pick up a Huawei phone or you pick up other kind of phones, you say, well, I review a lot of phones, so I had to put the Galaxy phones on the side as I review other phones. But I always keep either the Note 8, because I got the Note 8 for DeX, and I got the Galaxy S8. I use DeX a lot, so I always use DeX. But I really do like the Note 8. Note 8 to me is a better buy than the Galaxy S9, if you ask me. If you go get it, listen, if you go pay $800 for a phone, I would always say Galaxy Note 8, because you still get 6 gigs of RAM. Listen, when people talk about processors, I've made a lot of videos with 600 series processors that does a very good job. Motorola phones all take care of business with 600 series processors. And I love battery life on 600 series processors is king supreme. And then when you look at, okay, which one is going to give you the better battery life? The Galaxy Note 8 is going to give you better battery life than the Galaxy S9. The Galaxy Note 8 will give you the S Pen. The Galaxy S9 does not have the S Pen. Yes, that the Galaxy S9 got the 845, but so what? The 835 is a very capable processor. So, and then you got the Galaxy Note 8 also have a bigger screen than the Galaxy S9. So you do have a lot more benefits with the Galaxy Note 8 versus the Galaxy. But people talk about processor, it's old. See, people always go into that. I want the latest and greatest and stuff like that. So you can't argue sometimes with folks.
Yeah, I think we should be seeing the Note 9 very shortly, right? I mean, by the summer or around that time.
End of July or something like that.
End of July, yeah.
1st of August.
But so what you think about the Galaxy Note 9? Fingerprint scanner underneath the glass is going to cost about $1,200. I mean, what y'all guys think about the Galaxy Note 9? You think it's going to be a device that's going to win everybody over?
It depends. I mean, can they get that technology down? Can they get that working? Fingerprint under the glass. Apple couldn't get it working. I know, from what I understand, Samsung wanted to put it in the S9, the S9 Plus. They couldn't get it done in time. Maybe it'll be ready for the Note 9. We'll see. I definitely think it'll be $1,000 plus phone. That's my thinking on this. It's definitely their flagship phone. It's always come in expensive, more expensive than the S line. So yeah, I think you're going to see about $1,000 plus phone. I'm expecting to see that fingerprint under the glass design. I think they're going to nail it on this one. Well, at least they're going to try, right? So, and then of course the S Pen brings you all that extra value, right? That S Pen, all that extra functionality. So it is a really, to me, like you said, I agree. Getting the Note line is probably a better value proposition than it would be if you go with the S line, right? Because you're getting that S Pen and all the extra features. I love the Note line. I've always have.
Right. And I think what Samsung made the mistake at is that they put the DeX with the S line, and they should have kept the DeX with the Note line, because the DeX want to be more business savvy, go with the Note and DeX, do a combination, Note and DeX. But they put it with the S line. So they actually, to me, they took the S and the Note line and put it together. Because if you got DeX on both of them, then I mean, why get the Note 8 or why get the Note 9 when you got the Galaxy S9 if you don't use the pen? See, this is I thought that, like, if you don't use the pen, why spend $1,200 on the Note? I mean, what is the Note going to bring to the table? I mean, we saw with the Galaxy S8, right? They bought dual cameras. That, as far as cameras, was a big step up. The 6 gigs of RAM really helped the Note 8
I
versus
bet you we're going to see. I'm sure we're going to see 8 GB of RAM on the Note line. They usually come with more RAM than the S line. But
so I don't know, man.
you don't think so?
I don't think so.
Because if you look at the last couple of years, how the S and the Note line has been running, it's always been the S8 the S8 Plus will have 6 gigs of RAM. Well, you're going to know that the Note 8 is going to have 6 gigs also.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, and the S9 has what? S9 Plus has 6 gigs.
6 gigs
so
around.
you're pretty sure that the Note 9 is going to have 6 gigs. I highly doubt they'll get 8 unless the S10 gets 8.
Right.
S10 Plus gets 8. Then, you know, the Note 10 will definitely get 8 also too.
But is it a problem with Android at this point? I mean, iPhone's been running 1 gig of RAM for 10 years. Is it a problem with Android that you got to put 20 gigs of RAM in the damn phone?
They can put all the RAM they want. It's still going to slow down.
I think it's a Samsung problem. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's definitely a Samsung problem.
It's a Samsung problem because you look at the Huawei phones, like they're pretty decent phones. They have the fingerprint scanner already on it. I think Scrumptious can confirm that you could use 2 different fingerprint scanners, 2 different fingerprints to have
on the Huawei, on the Mate 10 you can do that.
Yes.
Which is unbelievable. Why can't Samsung, a bigger company, more dollars, you know, why can't they do something like that? Come on, Samsung, let's get it together here.
The iPhone 10 runs with 3 GB of RAM, for God's sake, and look how fast that runs. That's a speed demon. They also use their own chip, which is also much better. Benchmarks show that, but yeah, I mean, iOS is able to run efficiently with 3 GB of RAM, whereas if Samsung has 6 and they still can't, you know, keep up with that. So, and it's a good point.
Right. And the thing about it is you bring in a good point. I mean, is it the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 10 with the first iOS devices that got 3 gigs of RAM? I mean, is it the iPhone 7 like 2? I think the iPhone 7 has 3 gigs of RAM.
It might have 3 gigs. I think the 10 definitely only has 3. We know that the 10 has 3. It doesn't lag at all. I mean, the processor is very good. It does how they've kept up the OS. The OS has been optimized really well by Apple. And, you know, say what you want about Apple, they do the updates, they optimize they can control the hardware, they can control the software, and they're going to give you a better experience. That's the bottom line. Yeah, you know, and that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. Now we've been hearing rumors. Let's talk about some rumor mill about Apple. And if the tech couple in the building, they gonna dispute me on this. But we've been talking about this for months. The tech couple. I've been saying this. I say that Apple will come out with a pen on an iPhone. Now, we've been hearing a lot of rumors that they will have an iPhone this year or maybe next year with a pen, with pen software. Now, I had the tech couple on my show a few times, and they're like, no, Apple would never do that. Now, we hear rumors that Apple may do that to compete with the Note line. Now, they got a lot of people that believe that if Apple come out with a pen and pen software on the iPhone, woo! I don't know what your thoughts on that.
Game changer.
That's the game changer.
That's all I got to say. That's a big game changer. I ain't got nothing else. Andrew, you got something to say?
Well, we know they have the pencil for the iPad, right?
Right.
So it's not a stretch for them to put it on the iPhone. That's for sure. I could definitely see them doing it. I think they're having some success with the pencil, from what I understand. Artists will love it, although it's a smaller screen. But yeah, you could take your notes on it just like you could. Problem is with the pencil, where are you going to store it? Unless you can store it within the device like you can on the Note line. I think that may be an issue for some. I don't know how they're going to tackle that. Will it be a silo within it that you can store the pen? Because nobody wants to carry a pen around with them in their pocket. They're going to lose it. You know how that works. So I would love to see it. I think Apple did a great job with the Apple Pencil. It's one of the better implementations as far as the stylus is concerned out there, as far as a digital pen. But yeah, I can definitely see Apple doing an Apple Pencil-like device to use with the iPhone. Why not? Well,
because the thing about it, it's been, 3 years now that we've had iPad Pros with pencil support. So Apple, they got the technology. It's here. And it's got to trickle down to the iPhone eventually. If it's going to be this year or next year, Now, I think the only thing, like we talking about, that Apple has to build the phone that look as big as a forehead and chin on these phones. Yeah, they could slide a pencil in there. Now, we hear rumors that probably won't be the case this year if they come out with a pen, but they can always put a welcome digitize on here. And I think that's going to be an easy fix to probably come out with it first. But they have to have technology with it. They're going to have something that will work. But I think it's coming. I mean, it's got to come because I mean, again, it's 3 years with the Apple Pencil on iPad. So yeah, it's coming.
I think and the other thing is they're not running out of ideas. I'm sure they got plenty of ideas, but there are very few things you can change now on a phone. You've made the bezels as small as they can probably go, if not maybe a little bit smaller, but who knows? Well, what else can you do? What kind of innovation? They took away the headphone jack, which is another story, but to shave maybe a millimeter off of it, who knows? But there's very little. What else can they do? So I think a pen is the logical choice because, again, the iPad Pros and now that entry-level iPad or the 9.7 inch, the new one, that has pen support. It seems that's the way they're going. I definitely think they're going to come up with the pencil.
Yeah, and so I think if you look at it, again, this is all rumor mill, guys. Don't take everything that I'm saying with a grain of salt. I read a lot about technology. Apple came out with the memo saying that, hey, if you get caught leaking, you go get terminated, go get prosecuted, right? So we got this. So now it's like everything hush hush. Nobody knew nothing was going on in the Apple camp. So I think that's the reason why they came out with that. It's because if they are doing something so secretive like a note device, like an iNote or something like that, I think they don't want that to come out. So when Tim Cook walked across that stage and said, I got one more thing, and said, this is the iPhone iNote or whatever, right? And everybody gonna be jumping up for joy. They're gonna be, they're gonna be going crazy. And the Apple go get $1 billion into. They go, oh my God! Listen, Apple what 16 million iPhones sold in the first quarter. Talking about iPhone 10s. I calculated. I think it was 42 million. 42 million iPhones sold in the first quarter of 2018.
So much for the iPhone being dead, huh?
Yeah. At 1,000.
Ridiculous.
Uh-oh.
Did we lose
I think we lost Easy.
Oh, there is he coming back? There he is. He's back.
I'm back.
He's back.
I had a hiccup as soon as I talk about Apple and money and all
this. See what happens when you talk about Apple?
Yeah. Let's see. Let me pull it up here. I got the stat sheet. Let's see. Let's go right here. All right. Here we go. iPhone X sold 16 million units, which is number one. The iPhone 8 sold 12.5 million units. Which is number two. The iPhone 8 Plus sold 8.3 million units. The iPhone 7 came in fourth place at 5.6 million. The Xiaomi Redmi 5A came in at fifth place with 5.4 million. And the Galaxy S9 Plus came in at sixth place, selling only 5 million units. And so when you calculate all the iOS devices, I believe I came up with about 42 million units sold in 3 months.
I think it's the first time where the most expensive was the top of the line, the top on the, as far as the sales are concerned. I think it was the first time that their most expensive device was their number one selling device. Yeah. That's very telling, actually.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, let's see, Apple iPhone X became the world's best-selling smartphone in Q1 of 2018, according to Business Insider. Wow.
That's amazing.
So for everybody that thought that Apple was a dying platform, woo, I don't think so.
See, I don't understand where these people get this information.
I don't know where they got this information from.
It's not even close. I mean, they're so far ahead of the competition at this point that I don't know where Apple's demise is. Certainly premature. That's for sure. That they're not going anywhere. I would like to see them innovate a little bit more. I want to see a little bit better as far as I want to see the MacBook Pros get updated this year. I want to see. I want a new Mac Pro, which we don't have yet, and we may not get it till 2019 from what I'm hearing. Right. So there's a lot of things. They did come out the iMac Pro, but it's so expensive. I mean, they priced that thing so expensive. I mean,
it's just one of those things that I've been seeing a lot of reviewers, a lot of people on the internet say that Apple will be out of business. A lot of reviewers saying that the iPhone, it was all it looked. I'm a protest to this. I even made a video. I made a funeral video of the iPhone 10 when we heard the rumor that they was going to discontinue the, building the iPhone 10, which I think that's true. They stopped building the iPhone 10. So I made a funeral video, but I never said that, Apple was going out of business. A lot of people are saying that Apple's going out of business. The iPhone 10 ain't selling. And I think what they thought, the words was, the iPhone 10 ain't selling to their expectation. They assumed that the iPhone would sell more than 16 million. But I mean, how many did the Google Pixel sold? 1 million?
Not even close. I mean, if that many, I don't even know if they've even sold 1 million.
Be honest, I mean, how many phones the Razr sold? I mean, what, 500,000?
Did they even sell that many of the Razr phone? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if it sold very well. I thought that was an expensive device. That came in, I think, at $699, if I remember correctly. And that's a nice phone, by the way. I really like the Razr phone. The best sounding speakers on a smartphone. Bar none. I don't think there's anything better out there. But the screen was too dim. I didn't like I thought it could have been brighter, although it's got that 120 hertz refresh rate. That was also good. But yeah, I don't think they're selling many. I don't think Razr is selling a lot. And Samsung sells their share. They have a nice chunk of the market. Huawei's huge outside the United States.
Yeah.
And like you said, Xiaomi is up there. Outside the United States is a major player. So, but Apple, they're still they're selling the most. Even if it doesn't meet expectations, it's still a lot more than its competition.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people, when they hear Apple is not selling, they down versus their expectation. When Apple make expectations, I guess they say, well, we're gonna come out the iPhone 10, we're gonna sell 50 million, but they might have sold 40 million. So that's below their expectations. And people take that word below expectations. Say, oh, they ain't selling. I told y'all Apple ain't selling no phones. But they sold 40 million. So that's I think that a lot of people take those words that when they say it was below expectations, and they run with it. So I see a lot of people get on YouTube and say, yeah, Apple ain't selling no phones. Apple ain't selling no phones. They trash. They going out of business. And I'm like, oh boy. Yeah. So. Yeah.
So what's the success of Apple? Is it because they're all in-house except for the displays, or?
No, the success for Apple is because they cater to the millennials. They have an ecosystem that's bar none, probably the best for simplistic. When you talk about the older generation, when it comes down to simple, to get it done. When you talk about updates, when you talk about the design, a lot of people don't like the forehead and chin, but people like to grab a phone. They like to grab something. A lot of people ain't on this bezel-less stuff yet. So then you got to think about it like this. Apple does sell a cheap phone, the iPhone SE, $300. So they got different tiers. If you don't want to spend $1,000 on a phone, that's fine. We have a $300 phone that's running iOS 11. So I think that's where Apple cornered the market. Also, FaceTime. I'm gonna tell you, that's right there. FaceTime and iMessage. That sells the iPhone. FaceTime and iMessage. Because if you got an iPhone, everybody got an iPhone, the iMessage and FaceTime. That's it right there. So that's it. What Android have? They have, what is that crap they got?
No,
Android
Android
has.
has like different platforms. That's what from my understanding.
Well, I talk about the native app.
Wait, they used to have that Aloe, or that was
Elo,
supposed to come.
Elo, yeah,
Yeah,
Elo
that
and
was
Elo
supposed,
and all that.
they did away with that. It didn't work, and it was supposed to be cross platform with iMessage. It didn't work. The whole thing. Google's been trying so many times now to compete with iMessage. They just can't.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why when people ask me, oh, should I switch from iOS to Android? I ask them, are you going to be able to live without iMessage? Oh, no, I can't do that. So don't do it. So yeah, FaceTime is huge. FaceTime is huge. People love to FaceTime now. And if you don't have an iPhone, you got to FaceTime or to do a Skype or whatever, you can do it with Android, but nobody's going to bother. They're going to want to only use FaceTime. So yeah, it's definitely one of the reasons why people stay is definitely the messaging and the FaceTime. Absolutely.
Yeah. And, the thing about it is, the Android versus iOS wars would never stop. People that love Android, and most of the people that's on this chat, they love Android. So, when they hear stuff like, Apple is winning, they're going to say, no, Samsung is winning. So it's all about personal preference. And when you talk about Android versus iOS, listen, I love both platforms. I'm glad I got an Android phone and an iOS phone. Most people,
I use both as well. I
right.
mean, I love it. Yeah.
So for me, it's a win-win for me because I got an iPhone and an Android phone. So at the end of the day, it's a win-win. So it just whatever. I mean, people fight a lot about Android being, this, that, and other. But Ace, we talked about this on our last stream that Apple does have Google services on the iPhone, and so both platforms pretty much even out when it come down to services. You got Siri on iPhone, but you don't. I mean, you got Google Assistant on iPhone, but you don't have Siri on Android. So you
Thank
can't.
God, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, definitely.
Siri's terrible. Let's be honest.
Siri,
they've really let that go, and they need to redo. They need to update Siri. They need to redesign Siri to work. Google Assistant is a much better. A much better service than Siri is. I don't care what anybody's. Google now, starting with Google now, then into the Google Assistant, it's a much better experience than Siri. Is just, I'm shocked that Apple really hasn't made it better the last couple of years. I'm shocked.
I'm with you on that. I think Apple wasn't concerned about Siri. It's like, for the last couple of years, they just dropped the ball on Siri. And I think iOS 12, we've heard rumor that iOS 12 is supposed to clean up everything.
They definitely need to clean it up. They had the lead. Remember, they were one of the first as far as the digital assistants to go to get out there. They were in the lead and they let it go. I think Google has certainly made strides in that area. Much more than Apple. Oh, did we lose him?
Looks like we lost him again.
Yeah. What's your take on? Do you use Siri at all, or do you use the Google Assistant?
I'm Android. I have Samsung 8 and Samsung.
I'm back.
Bixby is pretty interesting.
To say the least.
It is very interesting. The only thing I use Bixby for is to set my alarm clock or set a timer, and that's pretty much it. I don't do anything else with it. I haven't tried out the Bixby Vision yet or anything like that. Although that keeps popping up on my.
Yeah, I hear a lot. People bash Bixby. The first thing I did with my S8 Plus when I got it last year, I remapped the button, that hack, to make it to go Google Assistant rather than use Bixby, because Bixby's, just to be honest, I didn't like it. I didn't think it was very good.
I'm just trying to figure out, like, why are they all trying to do assistants on phones when you already got Google Assistant?
That's what I don't understand. Why Samsung just doesn't let Google Assistant be the service. It's there already. We don't need another service on top of that. That's not good. Let's be honest with it. Remember S Voice? That was terrible.
Oh,
and then they came out with Bixby, and all the hope. Oh, well, Bixby will be a lot better. It's actually terrible. Bixby is not very good. I mean, I've tried it, and it didn't work. I just say, give me Google Assistant. I'm happy.
Right. And I think Google Assistant works out good. Google Assistant is great.
Nah, Samsung's trying to be like Apple with Siri. That's what it looks like.
Yeah,
Trying to copy Apple, and next thing you know, they're going to dump Android and come out with Tizen all the way. And
you really think so? You really? I keep hearing this for years about Tizen.
For years they've been saying that, and they made a. They think they made a couple of phones, maybe 1 or 2 phones, with Tizen, but they use it mostly for their smartwatch, for their fitness bands, and so forth. I've used Tizen devices, but there was a phone that they did use, but I don't know if it ever got any traction. Stateside, at least. I know they had that one mid-tier phone. I don't remember the name of it, but it definitely ran Tizen. I remember that.
Yeah. You know what? I think you're right. Look, somebody was putting in the comments about tablets. I don't think we're gonna get no tablets this year.
That begs the question: is the tablet dead? Right?
Yeah, I mean, iPad took over.
iPad won that war, I think, and they're not even selling that many, I don't think. Yeah. But I think Android tablets. I was a big fan of the Samsung, their Galaxy tablets with those beautiful displays a couple of years ago. I loved it. I've used them. The S line. I had the Galaxy Tab S3. That was fantastic.
The IR
beautiful. Oh, that's one of the reasons I love Huawei. They have the IR blaster where you can control your television. A lot of manufacturers went away from that, especially Samsung. They used to always include the IR blaster in their devices, but they had a great tablet line. I remember the Galaxy line. I love that. I guess the sales just never took off for them, and they only have some mid-level right now, but I don't think they have any high-end tablets to compete with the iPad. Seriously, so
right. Yep, I'm glad we got the mods in the building. Hey Eric, where's Sex Robot? I got my robot right here. I got my robot right here. And yeah, my robot is right here. Always, my robot always with me all the time. My robot is with me. My robot is with me all the time. Let me tell you something. See this camera on here? Good high quality camera, and the surveillance on this thing works great. Watch my house all the time, and the eyes change. Like my daughter don't like, see his blinking eyes. See, my daughter's scared to death of this thing. Also my dog, because when the thing go to blinking eyes, my daughter swears up and down that this thing is watching her all the time. So yeah. Let's see. The robot is under the desk. Oh man, come on now.
That's great. That's great. What's that robot doing?
Yeah, ain't that something? Well, y'all, it's crazy. Yeah, let's go and put that person. Listen, this make sure that I think we put that person on 300-second timeout. Let's go and delete that person. Let's go and delete them.
put them in a timeout.
Yeah, because when we get, it's always been like that, man. You have live streams. You try to have some fun. You're talking about good things, and you got some assholes always come through with keyboard gangsters, man.
Yep. They're hiding out in the basement somewhere.
Yeah, hiding out in the basement, man. Son of a bitches, man. They always come on your stream. They say stupid stuff, and they try to get their 5 minutes of fame, and we just don't allow it on this channel, man. It's crazy, Yeah,
I get comments all the time. Yeah, it's ridiculous,
Yeah, people are afraid to talk to your face nowadays, man. Even when they do talk to your face. I even had an incident a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Another driver called me retarded. I got out of the truck and I was like, call me retarded again. He's like 5 feet tall and I'm 6 foot tall. He ran and got a hammer because he thought I was going to swing on him. It was a mess. It was a crazy mess. But people, man, nowadays are just so ridiculously scared.
Yeah, and that's what I think. I think they're just so ridiculous, scary because I mean they get on it and they just type up stupid stuff. If you was bought it, you ain't even got to just go away. Like I always say that when people put in negative comments in my YouTube channel, this video suck. then why you even watched it? If it sucked, don't comment, unsubscribe, and move on. You ain't got to put it in the comments. You ain't got to say nothing. Just move on. If you don't like my YouTube channel, just move on. It's just that simple, folks. If you don't, if people do this, I see this across the board when I watch other YouTube channels. They get on there, people just curse out the YouTuber, and a lot of YouTubers don't monitor their comments. I do monitor my comments. And a lot of people that don't monitor their comments, they get slammed with all kinds of racism and all that stuff like that.
It's terrible.
And it's bad. It's just bad. But I monitor my comments. Every comment, when I get my notification, I see it. If I see somebody put 1,000 words, I just delete them because it's not good. You get those books and stories and stuff, you know. There's
trolls. I mean, you're gonna have them on any channel. It's just a question of, like you said, if you monitor it and you control it. But the bottom line is, some of them are just jealous. You know, they're never going to do this. They're never going to try to make themselves of anything, and they think they know everything. They don't know how much hard work it goes into making a video, filming the video, editing it, coming up with the, an outline for it, and so forth. This is hard. This is very difficult, and and they don't realize what it takes to put a 5 to 10 minute video together, how many hours it takes. And
you're right. I was working on a video today, 6 hours working on the video, man. I mean, 6 hours, and I'm not even close to done. That's the whole thing. It takes 3 days to make a video, folks. There are 5, 6, 8 minute videos that you see on our channels with all that nice glamorous fanfare and all that B-rolls and all that stuff, different scenes and scenarios. Man, that takes a lot of time. And that takes a lot of time behind the computer trying to make that happen. And a lot of time for us to watch the video, rewatch the video, look at the mistakes, go back and correct the mistakes, refilm it, change the lighting, edit it. Oh my God.
It's hard. It's hard. Let me tell you. And believe me, when you have mistakes, they'll catch them.
I know.
They'll let you know. They'll let you know about it. I mean, I've had, I made mistakes like everybody, and they'll call you out as soon as you know it, they're all over it.
I know.
It's definitely a lot of hard work, and people think it's so easy. Oh, it's so easy. You have so much fun. You get to review all these products, and you get to make all these videos. Yeah, try doing it. It's exhausting, and your family's suffering because you're spending all your time editing and shooting and so forth. So
I mean, most of your bigger YouTubers like me and you and some of the people that's growing YouTubers, we put a lot of time and work in it. Now, my advice to all the smaller YouTubers is that a lot of smaller YouTubers don't put a lot of time in their YouTube channel. They just one take and stuff like that, and no editing. And then listen, that's fine. Some people do that. No, I don't have no issue with the way people run their YouTube channels. I don't have no issue with that. I think everybody run their channel the way they need to run the channels. But don't knock the next person if they put a lot of time in it, effort. They take pride in what they do, and I do take pride in a lot of my videos. I take pride in. Matter of fact, all my videos I take pride in. I make a bunch of mistakes because I film every day. So they
don't realize how hard. Like when you have like 6 videos you got to get to, and each one will take hours and hours and hours to get, edit and do everything you need to do with it. It takes a lot of time, and sometimes you're going to have to move quickly, and you can't do everything you want in a video because it would just be, you'll be forever. It's never going to be perfect, but I try to get as close as I can to getting out a perfect video.
And I always tell people when I made my evil twin video, when I did me versus me, right? When I did that video, it took me, oh my God, I think it took me 10 hours to shoot that video.
Sure.
Right? Because I'm doing me, then I'm changing clothes, and I'm doing another scene of me, right? Because I do the evil twin videos. And so I'm doing me versus me. The editing on that is, my God, mind-boggling, right?
Stuff.
That's why I don't do a lot of those videos, because
you can't sustain that. It's hard to keep making those kind of videos without you'll burn out. First of all, you'll burn out, number one, because it takes so much out of you to make those kind of videos. And second, just the time wise, because if you got a lot of products to review, you're not going to get to everything. It's just, that's the way it is, you know? And
yeah, you know, I always tell us the smaller YouTubers that, you know, I work very hard to try to get product, and now, you know, I'm starting to get product in, which is nice. I mean, I got the robot.
That's great. Yeah.
You know, and I got I get everything that I review on this YouTube channel now.
Oh, that drone was hot too. That underwater drone.
Yeah, so I got the underwater drone, and it cost thousands of thousands of bucks, right? And they sent it to me, and I feel blessed and privileged that I worked hard to get to this point, right?
That's a result of hard work. You had to get to that point. You had to build up your foundation and to build up to where you are now. And now, guess what? Companies will now send you stuff because they want you, because you now have the reach that they want to get to. Yeah. But that's hard work. That's hard work. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So let's see. Can we get a review from the robot? Look, I've actually I did a video on the robot, and I am actually going to do some more videos on the robot. I got so much product that I'm working on right now, so I am definitely going to do a video on the robot. Definitely, because
what's your take on the? You like the robot? Is it?
I like the robot. I love the surveillance capability. I love that I can make the robot move when I'm not home.
That's great.
So they got the app, and I can make the robot move when I'm not home. So it's great. Now, battery life is good. I do have it plugged up most of the time. Battery life is good. Now, the speakers, listen, I wish that the speaker was a little louder, but it's not that loud. But overall, I mean, you know, it's a thing that it works good. The camera on it is high quality. Oh my God, like a high-end 1080p camera, and it does motion detection. So if you set it for surveillance mode, it has this wide angle camera lens on it. So if it senses any motion, it starts recording instantly. And then
that's great.
It goes straight to your phone. And that's what I like about it. So if somebody do something to the robot, it don't matter because all the footage goes straight to the phone. So it's all good.
If that robot was walking around my house, my dog would attack it. That's for sure.
My dog is scared of it. Oh, my dog.
Oh, I can imagine.
My dog is scared of it. Yeah. Is that a picture robot? No. This is Alexa. This thing got Alexa built in, and so everything you can say do with Alexa, you could do with this.
So she'll give you this
sorry,
robot will give you the
I'm
weather.
not sure about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, cancel. So as soon as you say Alexa, it triggers the robot off. So there it is. But anything you can say with Alexa, you can do with the robot. So and then it moves as you talk to the robot, stuff like that. So it works out. And then with the app, it works out good even with the app because you can you can see everything, you can do everything. Let's see if I can get it to work. Probably not. Alexa, tell Links to dance. And let's see if it'll work. I don't know. Oh, I got it. Oh, I'm sorry. I got the doggone app open. So it's probably not going to work because I got the app open. X Links to dance. Alexa, X Links to dance.
I don't know that.
Oh, see, there it is. Cancel.
Starting avatar mode.
And so it does a lot of things. Let's see if I can get it to dance. Boom.
Oh, that's neat.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
yeah.
That's great.
So it's just some dancing and yeah. So it was a pretty good review. I actually love this thing. I had family members come over, and yeah, some of them scared of it, but I freak everybody out, and it goes
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's fun. It's not a kid toy though. This is not a kid toy because the thing costs $1,000. And you can't turn, you can't move it, you can't change, you can't move nothing. Like, you know how kids will try to move the arms and something like that? No, you can't do that. It's not a kid toy. I tell people that all the time. The kids like, oh, let me move. No, you can't do it. You really can't do anything because everything is stationary, and if I kind of move the hand, it'll break it. So yeah, it's
Exiting avatar mode.
yeah. But yeah, so it works out good. I have fun with it. I really enjoy it. It's wonderful. I feel like a kid again. I mean, I be flying drones, and they send me all kinds of stuff. Now I got drones, I got underwater drones, I got phones, I got cases, I got tablets, I got speakers, I got everything, man. You know how when you was growing up as a child, this is what
it's like a kid in the candy store. Yeah.
But so shouts out to the YouTubers that want to get to that point, right? I mean, the whole point of working for 2 years or 3 years, spending tons of money on your YouTube channel to get to the point where you don't have to do it anymore, right? That's the point, right?
No, well, you still got to work hard though.
Oh, you
never stop working. You never stop working. But so, to get to this point, it's a lot of work, and then to maintain it, it's even more work, I think. So
yeah, hey, because you got people with deadlines, right? You get people see your product. Some people we want 3-day turnarounds. Some people want the week turnaround, and then if you got stuff already stacked up, you know, that's why I try not to make promises.
I tell them, look, when it's ready, it's ready. If you don't want to do it, I'll let you know in advance, like up front. It's going to take me a week. If it takes me 2 weeks, I'll let you know. But it's when it's ready, because I don't want to just release a video. It's not going to do anybody any good if it's not good. I don't feel it's up to my standard. So, and I think they appreciated some of these brands and so forth, because I put the effort, I put the attention to detail that people come to expect with my videos. And so I think it pays off. And I said, you wanted me to do it fast, or you want me to do it right? You want to have a good video. So, so I know they put a lot of pressure though.
Yeah.
They want their turnaround. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Chad Christian. And I see him in the building. And you know what? Obviously it's like trial and error with smaller YouTubers like us, right? You get all these people email you. I mean, we literally get hundreds of emails a day. Oh, I got a free product, did that, and other. Yeah, I don't do that type of stuff, right? Cases and all that stuff. I mean, I definitely bypass all the cases now. It all depends if a case I need. Like if I need an iPhone case, or just
sure, I'll review it if I need a case.
Yeah, like I got the zero limit. Like zero limit hit me up and like, hey, you want a better case? I'm like,
that's a good case, by the way. Yeah, I think I have that one. Yeah.
So when they email me and they're like, do I need that? And or could I give it to my daughter or maybe somebody in the family or something like that? They're like, yeah, I'll review it. So so you make those decisions and choices based off of that.
And those are hard decisions because you have to understand who your audience is. So some things would be better fits than others, even though I need that thing or I like that thing, I want to review it. I personally like it. Maybe my audience won't like it so much, So it's a balancing act for sure. It's that's one of the things I'm still learning, balancing what my audience wants versus what I want. And you just can't do exactly what you want sometimes. Yeah. But you also you have to listen to your audience in some regard.
And I try to have fun on all my videos. That's the whole thing. I try to make when I get sent product, I try to have fun. I mean, that's the whole thing. And that's my thing is this: if I can't have fun on a video, and I don't like demands, and so Huawei, please don't send me this.
Yeah, that's
Don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't send me that type of thing. Give me a guy like step 1, step 2. Hey man.
Look, this is the way I do my videos. You know what I do, and we'll do it that way. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I got that same guide. Yeah.
You get these guys in the middle like, I don't think so.
The funny, you know, as you grow, you start seeing better, you know, better products coming through, and so you feel more pressure, right? You feel like, oh, well, a company like, well, it's a, you know, you want to do well, you want to have a good video, so they'll send you more stuff, right? But you don't want to take forever to take, you know, then they won't send it to you. So it's like, it's a balance. Like I said, you got to figure out quality, good. You want to have good value, production value, but you also want to be efficient. You want to be able to move the product along because there's so many things coming in. It's in your, you know, where you're, I'm a one-man band here.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm doing it. You're looking at it. I'm starring in it. I'm editing it. I'm producing it. I'm shooting it. I'm doing everything. There's no help here.
Well,
so
I got a team. What I got Catwoman. I got Catwoman. I got Cat Daddy. I got a team that helps me out because it does get overwhelming.
Yeah,
so
it is overwhelming.
I do have a team, and listen, they work miracles for me. I can't do it by myself. They work miracles for me, and it works out great.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Should we separate shows, the video and the chat room? Chat room is winning. Oh, okay. So the chat room is having their own show.
Okay. So they're talking about something else.
Oh, they're talking about everything.
Yeah, I
don't even look at it.
They said like an Ice Cube.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Ace is, and he's sober too, and he's just. I love Ace, man.
Let's see. Somebody's put in. What's our opinion on the LG G7? I talked about the LG G7. I mean, I think listen. Here's the thing. I talked about this on Wednesday. I'm upset at LG. I'm not hating on LG. I like LG product. I actually shoot a lot of my videos with the LG G6. I just don't like the direction that LG going in. I mean, you look at the history of LG right now, and you can't be pleased with what they're doing right now. I mean, just look at the history of LG. I mean, going back to the LG G3, LG G4 boot loop lawsuits, LG G5 friends. Had they ever even made any friends? They discontinued all the friends when the phone came out. So they left all their fans in the dark. The LG G6 was supposed to be the coming out party. Good device. Even though it was the A21 processor, it still was a good device. But they didn't update it. They didn't bug fix it. The thing's still running Android 7.0. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Then you got all the variants of the V30 come out. I mean, how many variants of the V30 did they have? Then we got the LG G7, which they threw the notch in, but they got a chin. Okay, so what is it? And I mean, what are we going to get with the V40? And we hear that AT&T is not even going to carry the G7. So the AT&T, they're coming out with their own variant, like the LG V35. So if you're AT&T, they're not even carrying the G7. They like, you know what? We washing our hands with it. They're not even going to carry it. So I don't know. Listen, I'm a huge fan of LG phones. I made so many videos about the LG G6. I'd say it's one of the best cameras, period, right? But at the end of the day, it has to be more than cameras on the phone. I mean, the phone is running Android 7.0 with 2017 security patches on it, for Christ's sake. We 5 months into the year. You got to be kidding
There's
me.
no excuse for that.
There's no excuses for that. No updates with the phone whatsoever. Nothing. For like 6 months, 7 months, the phone haven't got no updates. I mean, you got to be kidding me at this point. That's the whole thing. Let's see. Drop that S line, G line, and stick with the V line. I agree with you. Look, here's the thing. The G line is supposed to always compete against the Galaxy S line, right? And the V line supposed to compete with the Pixel and the iPhone and the Note line. I don't know anything can compete with the Note line, but I mean, that's here or there. But I thought that's the way it went. You got the G line in the beginning, going against the Galaxy S series, which we all know how that worked out, right? The LG couldn't get the 835 because Samsung gave them the middle finger and took the 835 first. So they had to stick with the 821. But even if, listen, I thought that the LG G6, I kept saying that I gave LG a lot of praise for the LG G6. I said, this is their coming out party. The LG G6 is the turnaround of LG, and it disappointed me. I mean, come on, you got to be kidding me. 7.0.
There's no excuse at this point. They needed to update that.
And that's a whole
what do you
thing.
think? What do you think about the G7, the ThinkQ that was just released, that they just announced?
I mean, look, the price point, heard it was mid $900.
Yeah, it's too expensive. There's no question.
I mean, mid $900 for the phone. I mean, 845, 4 gigs of RAM in the United States, 4 gigs of RAM, folks.
That's ridiculous.
For $900+. I mean, come on, man. I don't know. And I don't know.
They want to compete with Samsung. They want to compete with Apple. They want to price themselves in that same market, but they're not. I don't think they have the cachet at this point, and their track record is not good when it comes to updates and everything we talked about. There's problems. But they had one of the best cameras, right? Wasn't it the V20? I believe.
Yeah, V20 was great.
Yeah, they had the panoramic camera on there. Yep.
I mean, the thing about it is, so you're pricing the G7 above the Galaxy S9. And
that's crazy. There's no way that they should. If they were smart, they'd come in at $699.
Yeah,
come in with a competitive price to undercut your competition, get in the market, start getting some market share. Then later on, if you want to release a device a little bit more expensive, go ahead. But they don't have that kind of market share that they can come in $950 or whatever it is. I think that's ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, you pay $900+ for the LG G7, and AT&T is not going to carry it. I mean, T-Mobile is going to carry it. I guess Sprint go carry it because Sprint and T-Mobile kind of got this merge going on
together. Yeah. Is Verizon carrying it? I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't know if Verizon carrying it. I mean, would they carry it? You go collect dust.
I don't know. I doubt Verizon would carry it. AT&T is a big loss for them that they're not going to carry it. So that's pretty major in the United States. If they want to try to get some market share, that's pretty bad that they can't get AT&T to carry it.
Yeah. Let's see. Easy. Y'all not addressing my question about the fact that the camera seems to ignore dark faces. Oh, you know what? I seen it. There was a report came out that that the phone had problem with dark faces. So I guess if I was a little darker, then the camera said, "Nah, you need to be a little lighter skinned fella for it to capture you." I think there could be some software updates to fix that. Somebody dropped the ball with the software on that one. Maybe the Stylo 3 Plus compete with the Samsung Note. Hey, listen, here we go again about Samsung dropping the ball. I made so many videos about the about the LG Stylo, right? And oh my God, they got a jewel. They have a jewel of a phone in the Stylo series, but they continue to put 200 series processors in it.
I don't understand that. Yeah,
you got to be.
They could run with that Stylo. It's a nice little phone they have there. And they put a crappy processor in it. It makes no sense. They have a Note style device. Make it premium. Make it high end. People will pay a little bit more if you give them what they want, and they want a Note competitor. The Note doesn't have a competitor right now, right? Samsung Galaxy Note is the only one with a legitimate stylus. Yeah. There's no other phone out there anymore that does it. So that would be great if LG can step up their game with the Stylo and make it something that people would want to use. Right.
So we got the Stylo 4 that has a 200 series processor in it. What I think 2 gigs of RAM running Android 8.0. It's not even a phone to even talk about it anymore.
No, you can't. It's not in the conversation anymore. No.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be kidding. This is the crap that disappoints me about LG, and a lot of LG stylo fans might beg to differ because they look for the cheap alternative. But you got to put a 600 series processor in the thing.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the 625 or some
Right.
630. They're very power efficient. They're energy efficient. I used a few phones that I reviewed that have that processor. It does well on battery, and it's not a bad processor. It can handle multitasking pretty well. There's no excuse not to put a mid-level processor like that in there. I mean, not some low-end cheap crap, you know?
Right, and I can see, the $99 phone with a 200 processor in it. I see a $110 phone with a 200 processor in it. I don't see no $250, $300 phone, which that's what the Stylo 4 probably going to cost, about at least $250, $300 with a 200 series processor in it.
That's this day and age, 2018. You can't. Don't even bother releasing that, as far as I'm concerned. I know people love that phone, the Stylo line. Yeah. I would love to have that phone if it had a decent processor in it with a legitimate amount of RAM in it as well.
I mean, even if they put a 625, 4 gigs of RAM, make that pen a little more premium, and I would go with the plastic body style. Okay,
that's fine. Yeah,
but at least put the 625, 4 gigs of RAM, and give us a little better S Pen. Well, not S Pen, but G Pen or whatever they call it. And I'm okay with that. Price it about $299. I'm good with that. I think that's good. But LG, again, here we go, 2018. To think about this, I always go back to 2016. The people that went all in and bought the LG G5, I mean, you got to be hating LG right now. Because LG at the keynote address, they talked about how the G5 was going to have the friends, and you're going to have this, you're going to have that. And all of a sudden, they yanked the cord. As soon as the phone came out, for Christ's sakes, the paint was scraping off because they put a underneath the metal. They put paint over the metal, and it had gaps in the seams. It was a terrible built phone.
Yeah, it was not made well. Yep, lot of complaints about the build quality on that.
And so they scrapped the whole program, and like I said the LG G6 was their coming out party. I think the LG G6 was a phone if they would have this gave the phone some TLC, because they already had dropped the price on it, and it was well received, real good phone. People forgave the 821 processor, okay, but optimize it and give it some TLC, and keep on updating it and give the fans what they want. Give the fans what they want. And LG just didn't deliver.
No.
Isn't LG going? Aren't they losing money every year?
Yeah, both. Every quarter.
Yeah, but they're making money on the other aspects of their consumer line with their washers and dryers and all this TVs. I love LG. I got an LG OLED TV downstairs, 65-inch. I actually absolutely love it. It's gorgeous. It's my favorite TV I've ever owned, and they make some great products. They just can't get it together when it comes to the smartphones. Yeah. They just can't figure it out.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people is upset because it came with the IPS display instead of AMOLED, 4 gigs of RAM, a high price point, no headphone jack. It does have a headphone jack. The notch.
That one I think does, yeah.
Yeah, it comes with the notch. And I think,
it's not. They just now they want to compete with Apple and copy what Apple does, but the bottom line is it's not as good as the iPhone 10.
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't used it, so I really shouldn't say that. But from all indications, it seems like this is not gonna maybe do well. I don't know, but could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, and you know what? The thing about it is when we get. I mean, a lot of people go ask me the questions, easy, are you going to review the LG G7? And I always try to honor my viewers. And I'm going to reach out to LG to try to get a review device. But I don't see me spending $900+ on the LG G7. I might pass on it, folks. If I don't get a device from LG, I probably pass on it.
If LG doesn't send me one, I'm not spending that money.
Yeah, I'm not spending $900 on no LG G7.
You probably should just wait 2 weeks after its release. It probably dropped $500 for
you. You know what? That's
you can buy one, get one free.
Yeah,
buy one, get one free.
Yeah, you know that's happened to the G6.
T-Mobile, yeah.
You know, John Legend, he'll do it fast.
Yep.
When they come out and nobody buy it, in about another week or so, he'll drop it.
They want to move them off the shelf at that point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if the LG G7 come out and the price go drop by 50%, obviously, because that's what happened with the LG G6. Yeah, I would get it then. Yeah, I would get it.
That's a different story, right?
Yeah,
half the price,
story, right?
Now you're looking at a very good phone for a good price, because the price is important. You know, it's a big difference between 900 with tax. You're looking at over $1,000, as opposed to $500 or $600 even. So yeah, that's a big that would make that more attractive as far as picking one up.
Right, and that's the whole thing. So I learned my lesson. Even with the Galaxy S8, buying it pre-order. I'm not pre-ordering no phones.
Yeah,
man.
I got burned. I got sucked in. I gotta say though, it's a beautiful phone. I love the S8 Plus. The S8 Plus. But yeah, that's a lot of money, and I still use it. I mean, I'm very happy with it. I didn't review the S9 and the S9 Plus, which I don't know. I may at some point look at it, but at this point, I don't know. There was so many reviews on that that I just felt like, you know what? I don't know.
You know, that's the whole thing. So Mr. Bunker said that the LG V30 did not drop. Here's the thing about the LG V30. If you go to like AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile, whatever, the LG V30 is a $900 phone. But hell, if you go on Swapper, you could probably find it for $200.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, I would not buy a V30 new. I would definitely look at third party, because I've seen the V30 cheap. But yeah, buying the V30 brand new is almost $900. That is astronomical for the V30. And it's very expensive, but you definitely can get one. I mean, think about it. You buy a V30 for $900 and try to sell it tomorrow, you're going to lose $500 on it instantly.
Yep.
You'll lose $500 on a V30 instantly if you try to sell it on the black market. And I would just get it used instead of new. It's too expensive brand new. I mean, the value of the V30 is so cheap right now. It's about, I mean, it's like $900 brand new. It's about 30% of that right now. I definitely wouldn't get it brand new for sure. Let's see. My neighbors is doing Cinco de Mayo. Shout out to Kimmy. We got the VIPs in the building from Wine Wednesday. Let's see. I see everybody. You did pre-order yours properly because you went to a service provider to try to get it. The manufacturer Samsung.com. You will see a difference. Yeah, you know what? I went to Samsung.com and I got mine. Yeah. So I don't know. The V. Let's see. Are we talking about the V30? Kimmy got her V30 low, but she got hers third party though. I think she got her. She love her eBay contact, so she got a nice thing eBay contact there where she get her devices pretty cheap, which is nice. But yeah, the V30 is expensive, man. I seen it T-Mobile, and I looked at the price. I'm like, oh man, oh my god, that's expensive.
Yep.
But yeah, we're right at the top of the hour, folks. And man, we've been, time passed by so fast. Oh, Kimmy said she got it from Swapper. And that's the whole thing. I mean, a lot of people use Swapper. I mean, you could get phones
I love Swapper.
Like the V30s and stuff like that. I mean, you get them things cheap.
I go to Swapper all the time. I think that's a fantastic service, much better than eBay. Better the fees. They don't kill you with the fees like you would on eBay and so forth. Swapper is a fantastic service.
And I buy and sell on Swap all the time. So I sell some phones that just sitting around. I scrap them, just sell them because here's the thing about me. Everybody know me from if it's not my daily driver. After I review it, it goes back in the box. I don't use a phone anymore. It's just one of those things. If it's not going to be my daily driver, after I review a phone, like after I finish with this new phone, it's not going to be my daily driver. So it's going to go back in a box and it's going to be sitting. And usually with phones like that, I would keep the new phone because that phone is beautiful. I can see myself pulling that phone out every now and then and putting it in my rotation. But some phones that I just would never use anymore that y'all see me review on this YouTube channel, yeah, I might swap it off. If I feel that I'll never use it or go back and revisit it, I swap it. I just get rid of it.
Let me ask you a question about the new Mobile G3. I reviewed that as well, as you know. And is it? It's plastic, right? It has to be plastic.
Well, some people say it's glass.
It's not. How is that glass?
That's what I thought. But
there's no way. No way.
New said it's glass.
Listen, I love the phone. I think it's great. I don't care if it's plastic, but that's no way that is glass. And I review hundreds of phones, and I know for a fact that cannot be glass. Maybe unless it's some sort of, you know.
I mean, if it's glass, I wouldn't.
Did they say ceramic or something like that, or like, I don't know what they were talking. That's plastic, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care what anything. Yeah. There's no way. I mean, I was arguing with some somebody was commenting on my review. I said, look, I don't know, but that to me is not glass. It's plastic.
Yeah.
Well,
and
anyway,
Tech for EV said the website say glass, and I think the website says glass.
They all say it, even though the literature they give you says it's glass.
Yeah.
Just because they say it doesn't mean it's true, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you know, they can say whatever they want. I don't know. Listen, I reviewed my share of phones, and I can tell glass from plastic 99.9% of the time. This one, I was like, is this plastic? So even on my video, I said, I think it's plastic. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, so here's the website. And let's see, it says $199, and let's see, break the boundaries, which is a gorgeous phone. I mean, it's beautiful.
Oh, but listen, $199. Yeah, there's no question. This is a definite buy. I mean, I gave it a high rating because me too. I thought this is a steal. I mean, that's the other thing. The Face ID, I couldn't get that facial recognition. I don't know if it's coming with a software update. I couldn't find it in the settings. I reached out to New Mobile, but I don't know. Maybe they responded. I hadn't checked yet. But I couldn't find that face recognition. Maybe it was me. Maybe it was the ROM it was on. I don't know. Maybe they're going to update it.
That's right.
I couldn't find it.
It says,
it's
curved glass fits comfortable right in your hand. And a strong glass casing in the front and back. It says glass right there.
I don't know about that. Listen, New Mobile, I love you guys, but
it says dual glass front and back.
If that's glass, then that's a plastic type of glass, because if you tap it, I don't have mine in front of me.
I got mine.
Tap it. It sounds like plastic. Let's be honest. But I was listen, I have the phone, and the people are arguing with me, and they say, no, they're saying it's good. Just because they say something doesn't mean it's actually true. Listen, I love New Mobile. I think they're doing some great things. They're really trying to shake up this budget market with some decent specs and good looks on their phones. And I'm very impressed with it. But I don't think there's glass on the back. It doesn't matter. You're looking at a $200 phone, for God's sake.
Hey, let me ask you a question. If New Mobile would have put a 625 in this phone, and charge about $249.
What is it? It has the MediaTek, right? It has the Helio P25.
P25. Ain't that the new P25, right?
It's a mid-level, maybe mid-level performer. Yeah. But if that had a 625, this would sell like hotcakes. I think it would even do better on battery life too.
Yeah, 625 in it. If they would put the 625, I think we'd be on to something. This probably be a lot of people saying it's the best mid-tier phone right now.
I think that even with the MediaTek processor, the P25 that it has, it's still good. It's still good.
It's still good.
When you rub PUBG on that, it goes on the low settings. Let's be honest. Yeah. But the bottom line is, you're not buying that phone you do high-end gaming. You're buying that phone because it's $200 and you're getting some pretty good specs. but you're not looking at high-end gaming on this. You know,
Right.
You're not going to do the same as an iPhone.
But you know what? Don't you get a lot of people ask you that question in the comments when you make a budget phone review? Does it play PUBG?
Oh,
I get it all the time. I get it all the time. Like a 200 processor in it with 2 gigs of RAM, and people ask you, could you play high-end gaming? I'm like, no. It sucks. It's a piece of crap. I'm like, well, the phone costs $100.
You're paying $200. What do you expect? I get a lot of, when I review these budget laptops from China, they send me a lot of them. Some of them are really good, actually. And they have the Celeron processor. Oh, can I do 4K video editing on it? I said, first of all, no, you cannot do 4K video editing on it. You wouldn't even think about it. What are you, crazy? Of course you can't do AAA game. But what it can do, it can surf the internet, you can watch Netflix, and you can do everything you can do, email, web browsing, does everything fine, and it costs you $200, $250. You're not spending $1,000 for an premium laptop. But you're not doing 4K video editing. You're not doing AAA gaming. Why are they asking me even to try is my question. It's like, what do you like, watching paint dry? I mean, it's, I get that all the time.
Yep. All right, so we are definitely at the top of the hour. Mr. Catwoman, you got it. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I didn't want to call you woman, but
No, that's fine. Mr. Catwoman's fine. Only because I'm Miss Catwoman. This is usually part of the show where we do roll call.
You think you could do roll call? I
know what?
Your wife always do it perfectly.
Yeah.
And I don't know how she do it. She know the names perfectly on Wine with. She run them down. I go through the stream and I could probably name about 5 or 6 people. But we've had up to 50 people on the stream, so I don't know. I didn't get that many names.
Well, just to let you know, I am nothing like my wife in this area. So roll call is basically going to be thank you everybody who showed up. Thanks all the mods who came in and did the moderating tonight. Thank you, Andrew, for coming in tonight. It was greatly appreciated having you here. Also, like I said, I'm Cecil Betty, aka Mr. Catwoman. You can check me out. Well, actually, you can check my wife out at techvalor.net, techvalor everywhere, Instagram, Twitter, and all that good stuff. Also, Easy Computer Solutions. We got some videos coming out for that for him too. But yeah, that's my outro.
All right, we got. Listen, we've been putting your YouTube channel in the stream. Tech Valor been doing that, so definitely everybody go check him out. Go and subscribe to his channel, and AMD Tech Andrew.
Yep. Yes. You could find me at AMD Tech on YouTube, Andrew Mark David on Twitter. Check out my channel. I review all kinds of technology, laptops, smartphones, smartwatches, tablets. If it's anything with tech, I probably review it. So check it out. Got a lot of things going on, a lot of exciting things on the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, and don't forget to I'm sorry, one more thing. Don't forget to check out my website, amdtechreviews.com. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. This is Easy, Eric from Easy Computer Solutions. And I'm about to hit 20,000. Anybody can let me know how many subscribers I got. I'm excited. I thought I would hit 20 subscribers today.
Any of my subscribers listening, subscribe to Easy's channel. Yes. Get them over the 20,000 hump.
I'm trying to get to 20,000. I looked this morning. I said, "Oh, I think I might hit 20,000 subscribers today."
You're gonna get it. Let's see. You're at you close, right?
Close.
1999. You need 11 more.
11 more subscribers.
We should have some champagne. We should have some champagne ready.
No. Yeah.
That's you know what? That's a big deal. 20,000. It's a big deal. That's a lot of people. You could fill an arena. You know, you could fill a whole arena. Think about it.
Let's see. Tech for Your Needs said 19,988. Somebody said 19,000. I must have lost a sub because Tech Valor put it there 19,989. So somebody like, I'm unsubscribed. Just like that. But you know, you get that all the time, folks. You get people subscribe, unsubscribe, subscribe, unsubscribe.
Who knows why they do anything? You know, it's a mystery to me. I don't know.
Yes. But I can assure you this, for all my subscribers that's on this panel, if I hit 20,000 subscribers tonight in the next hour or so before I get too wasted, I will probably do another live stream. Because I was going to do a dedicated video, but if I hit it tonight in another half an hour or so, I'll come back and we'll just have a 5-minute. I have a 5-minute thank you stream for 20,000. If not, then I'll do it tomorrow. I was gonna make a dedicated video, but boy, that's a lot of editing. Oh my God. I'm thinking about, like, you know, trying to sit in, do something. But if I definitely hit 20,000, I will do another live stream tonight. So I'm gonna be up all night trying to, like, I'm
You're close. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it tonight. So we'll see.
You'll get it on the replay. That's what will happen.
Yeah.
By the time Wednesday come around, like, so many people don't watch the replay, like by 1,000 views by Wednesday. So
yes.
I'm just saying, you might be up by 21,000 by Wednesday.
Yeah, that'll work. All right, so let's get out of here. This is Eric from Easy Computer Solutions. I will see y'all for Wednesday, Wine Wednesday. We have the lovely ladies, the VIPs will be in the building. And while y'all have no idea of what's coming, well, we got Emily D. Baker is not going to be here. And it's also my birthday, because the night is actually my birthday, even though I've been celebrating for 2 weeks. But I've been celebrating this week and next week. I'm celebrating my birthday. So, and again, shout out to the lovely VIPs for sending me out a customized Apple
that's
Watch
great.
band.
Wow,
Oh
look at
God,
that.
yeah,
That's pretty cool. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I wanted to
That's
say
pretty cool.
thank you again for the ladies that sent me out this Apple Watch band, and I love it. I see y'all guys Wednesday. I think Wednesday. I don't know. It all depends on what the Oracle got set up for me, but we will have a live stream either way. Peace.
Peace out, man.